Konnichiwa! Last month's collector's edition was absolutely soul destroying. And so this month I needed a real pick-me-up. And I have some absolutely stunning games that I picked up. Some of my all-time favourites are in this month's collector's edition. Now if you're new to the channel, then you may want to consider subscribing by clicking on some kind of button down below. Also down there you'll find a little retro gamer detector. It tells you if you're a true retro gamer or not. Simply click the thumbs up button, and if it turns blue, then you're in. My name's Mike, and this is the Retro Gamer Boy Show. The collection is going amazingly well. Nearly half of all Power Mega Drive games, and after last month's soul-destroying pickups video where I tried to collect all of the EA Sports titles, I thought it was time to get some great titles back into the collection. And so I went after some of my all-time favourites, games that I had when I was a kid, but sold later on in life. Last month I picked up the largest number of Sega Mega Drive games I've ever done in a single month. But it was all focused on picking up the EA Sports titles, and it was an absolute nightmare. Now we nearly got there. I think we're about 4 titles short, maybe 5 titles short from picking up the full collection at the end of last month, but I managed to add a couple more this month to get closer to finishing off that EA Sports collection. This month isn't as big, but it's a decent haul nonetheless. 16 games, and most of them are either good or great. Let's take a look. So we're going to start off with the sports titles. Now on the Mega Drive and Genesis, it's pretty hard not to collect sports titles. The console had so many made for it. There's a couple in here though that I was desperately after. I found an awesome copy of NBA Showdown. This was a real challenge for me to find. I've been looking for about 2 months to find myself a copy of this. For some reason, couldn't find it anywhere. And loads of people were really helpful, kind of recommending where I could pick it up, but it was all the Genesis version. You can tell it had the gold Genesis Sega logo down there. And of course, the Mega Drive has the 16 Meg logo in the corner over here. But happy I finally managed to pick this up. I played a few games on it. It's no different than the other EA basketball games. Next up, we have Madden 97. Again, quite an elusive one, and I have no idea why. There's so many of these sports games that have been made, and these are pretty expensive for what they are as well. But happy to get this one, good condition, relatively cheap compared to what it usually goes for. But yeah, Madden 97. Now I did have Madden 96, but this is what happened to my copy of Madden 96. And it was in pristine condition when I ordered it. It was a full copy of Madden 96, which I got for £10, and they've been going for like 15 and 20 lately, so I was really happy with the price, but hugely disappointed that it got so destroyed during postage. Sports Talk Football, Joe Montana. Do you know what? I was really surprised by this, and what I was surprised by is the sports talk in it. There is so much commentary, it's like playing one of the early FIFA games. The commentators constantly chatting. It's amazing.
Lions and the Phoenix Cardinals. It's a beautiful day here in Phoenix. The kick. Takes it at the 8. Across the 20, first down, a gain of 13 on the return. With the score, 0-0. 4 minutes 57 seconds on the clock. Detroit will start first and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Sampras Tennis 96, one of the best tennis games on the Sega Mega Drive. And there we have the J-Kart. I think this was only available in Europe, where you could have 4 players. So basically the multi-tap was built into the cartridge. Kickoff 3 European Challenge. It's a bit naff. Premier Manager 97. To To be honest, if you've played the modern Premier Managers or any kind of manager football game, the old ones just don't stand up well at all. So, you know, I played, I think, half a season and then got pretty frustrated with the interface and the loading times. Hasn't aged well. NBA Jam. Now, this is a stunning game. Unfortunately, when I purchased it, the box looked in pristine condition. But if we look up here, it's absolutely been chewed up. So, great to have it back in the collection. I put in a good 4 or 5 hours playing this. But I'm gonna have to swap this out for another version. Yeah, you can see all the manual here creased. There's some staining on the label. Really disappointed because the pictures of this looked like it was a great copy of the game. So I'm gonna have to sell this one and get a better copy. First of the non-sport titles, we got Shaq Fu. Now this game always gets berated as being rubbish, and it's not that bad. I mean, the worst thing about it is you can pretty much win every fight with, I think it's like just low kick or spamming kick or something like that. But it's visually quite nice and the presentation's good. There's an intro to it. The sound's not bad. And I think they just chose the wrong genre of game. They chose a fighter for it, when actually this would have been much better as a beat 'em up or a brawler. But still good to have in the collection. Street Racer, nothing super special, kind of a Mario Kart ripoff. But to be honest, if you're going to pick up Street Racer, you probably want to do it on the SNES. The Mode 7 on the SNES does a much better job than the old Mega Drive can. But really happy with the condition of this game. Pretty much pristine. Look at that. But nice to have in the collection. The Page Master, another great condition box here, everything included. Someone tell me in the comments below, but it feels like this is a reskin of Fantasia. Everything from the map structure to the levels just feels like Fantasia. Mega Games 6, now I only have Mega Games 1. It is amazing how much these Mega Games go for. And to be honest, they're pretty good value for money. If you're just getting a Mega Drive, you're just starting up your collection, then, you know, getting Mega Games 6 here will give you 6 decent games. World Cup Italia 90 is not too bad, it's no FIFA. Golden Axe is brilliant, Streets of Rage is brilliant, The Revenge of Shinobi is brilliant. Super Hang-On, dated but still very cool. Columns, again dated but still very cool. So not a bad deal if you're starting off a Mega Drive collection to get one of these Mega Games, but they're going up in price, and especially if you want to have the manuals with them. Now I'm really happy with this next purchase, Psycho Pinball. Now I saw in a recent pickups for Sega Zombie that he also grabbed this one, and just like his version, it comes with the cardboard sleeve as well, which I'm really happy with. Anything cardboard based on the Sega Mega Drive or the SNES or the NES tends to perish and get chucked away. But great condition, the tables are really nice. I love the scoreboard, the panel above that comes across, and one of the better pinball games on the Sega Mega Drive. I've literally just picked up Ball Jack, so I haven't had a chance to play this yet. It does say though on the back here, part of pack only, not to be returned separately. If anyone knows what that means, what pack this is part of, could you let me know? I'd love to get whatever pack it is. Now, if it's kind of part of a Sega Mega Drive bundle, that's probably not going to be possible. But yeah, if anyone knows what pack Ball Jacks came with, please let me know in the comments. Now, these next 3 games are quite simply put, stunning. First up, it's going to be eSWAT. I absolutely love this game. Now, when I picked this up, I think I went to Woolworths back when it first came out, saw it on the shelf, and it's kind of like, oh, it looks pretty cool. Got a police chief here, it's a shooting game, graphics look kind of nice. I really like this kind of, the limited color palette. Now, obviously, I had no idea about color palettes back in the day there, but it kind of looked really grungy, RoboCop kind of game. And when I first started playing it, it kind of felt okay, a little uninspiring, But what really changed it for me is as soon as you went into the E-SWAT force and you got your E-SWAT armor. That just blew me away. Suddenly I could float and glide, I had missiles, I had different weapon systems I could choose between, and the gameplay just really went up a notch. It was super hard as well, as far as I can remember. Now I had a quick blast on this. I got past the first boss that you fight when you're with E-SWAT, and he is a real git to get past. But yeah, E-SWAT, one of my all-time favorites on the Mega Drive. Not the best by far, but a lot of nostalgia for me. And again, got this in excellent condition. Really happy with that. Next up, X-Men. I absolutely loved X-Men. It's such a brilliant game. I loved the first X-Men game. Now I never had X-Men 2, and that's one I'm going to be going after next. But really happy I got this. However, really unhappy that this is here. This wasn't shown in the pictures when I purchased it. I had a bit of a go at the guy that sold it to me, but I think in the future I'm going to have to swap out this cover, or at least the game, because I'm really not happy with the spine being damaged like that. Now my last game I have been after since it first came out when I was a kid, early teenager, and that is the Story of Thor. Now I much prefer the US name for this and the US cover for this, but this is an RPG that I had always wanted to play, and getting to play it now, I really feel like this is a little bit like Breath of the Wild. You've got this open world-ish that you can run around. The graphics are stunning, the size of the sprites are massive. Really love the animation in this, really love the sound. But you visit towns and there are tons of people walking around selling stuff. You can go up and talk to them. Kind of feels like those towns you enter in Breath of the Wild. Then you can pick up weapons and you can select those different weapons and they break over time. Again, just like Breath of the Wild. This almost feels like, if I didn't know better, this was the 2D version of Breath of the Wild for me. But brilliant. I'm so enjoying this game. I love the fact that I can save it as well. I don't have to put in a password. I don't have to kind of put in the 4 to 6 hours it takes to complete it. But really enjoying this. I'm really happy with the condition of the box and the cartridge as well. There we go, 16 brand new games in my Mega Drive collection, and another 16 games closer to finishing the full PAL collection. Now if I had to look back at the games that I picked up this month and pick 5 from them, then I would definitely have Psycho Pinball, NBA Jam, E-SWAT, The Story of Thor, and X-Men. This month was so much better than the previous month collecting those EA Sports titles. I've had a ton of fun playing through X-Men, although I haven't got that far with it. Looking forward to playing Boardjacks. The Story of Thor is stunning. I can't believe I missed out on this when it first came around. I absolutely love it. And E-SWAT, having that back in the collection, there's so much nostalgia I have for that game. I can actually picture myself back in my bedroom putting in E-SWAT and playing that game. It is so great to have that in my Mega Drive collection again. If you want to see more of Collector's Edition on the Retro Gamer Boy channel, then you can subscribe by clicking on my little pixel head below. And remember, if you hit the little bell below, then you'll always be notified when we have a new retro gaming video for you. We put out a brand new episode every Monday, but you can catch up on our massive back catalogue of retro gaming videos, 2 of which you can find over here.